church for every tribe and nation, fashioned in unity, built on the cornerstone of Christ, this precious mystery, once hid from many generations, revealed for all to see.
We are at the European Pastors' Council in Belgrade, Serbia, and here with me are Tihomir and Kärt Lazic and Tihomir Lazic. Welcome.
Thank you.
How do you write a theme song? What do you take into consideration? How do you make it universal for hundreds of people?
Well, before you even start, I guess you need to have something to say. So you need to know your context that you're writing for, your church, and what would be useful, helpful, edifying for those people.
We just to add one element, how we did this particular song as a collaboration is we sat one evening and then we had the speeches from different speakers during the night, and we were thinking what are the common threads and patterns, and they were all talking about the church of their dreams, you know, the biblical church, expectant church, church that serves others, that cares for others, and so on. So we knew, this is the main thing we want to talk about, the church that we need to be in 21st century.
So this time we started from the content, and then the melody came as an addition to that, or as a layer on top of that. There have been times before when we've collaborated when the melody is there, and then we sit down and we go, what do we want to say on top of that melody?
And what is the feedback that you receive?
This particular song, the feedback we are getting is that this song is haunting them during the night. So we feel sorry for those people. They wake up with this song, they go to sleep. Somehow, even from the first evening, we felt that it was immediately embraced.
I think the reaction has somehow been shaped by the fact that this is quite hymn-like, actually, and we deliberately, for this context, thought that's helpful. And I think for songs, if you're going to write songs that have rich theology and gospel drive that's relevant for the church, then it's important you put it in a vehicle which is universally accepted. And I think we found with this one that's I think helped people from an early stage compared to perhaps some of the other contexts which we have written for. So I think in this case that's been quite helpful.
You've been worshipping at events like this for the past several years. What do you find most challenging about worshipping with such a diverse congregation?
I would say that the greatest challenge is also the greatest blessing, and that is people. It's the fact that maybe even more than anything else that we do congregationally, worship goes very deep. And it is very personal because it has the tools to touch us to the core.
It's just really great that people can, realize that not everything can be their cup of tea. Not everything suits their particular needs, but there is space for others, and that they recognize that their style is not the ultimate style that applies for everybody.
In a diverse community, you have two options. You have the option of finding the common ground and then sticking to that. But the threat of that is that you end up with such a narrow, little, tiny tunnel that ultimately it doesn't feed anyone, because there is no diversity, there is no inclusivity. It is just a safe, thin tightrope that you're walking. The alternative is that you plan from the beginning to the end, that there are different portions for everyone at different times.
But it's a great opportunity, I think, for the people who find themselves not quite liking what they want, to understand that worship doesn't just go vertically, it very much goes horizontally between us, and we sing to each other when we're singing in church as well as singing to God. And when we sing and we make melody in our hearts, even though that music or style or that particular song choice or whatever is not quite our cup of tea, actually we are definitely edifying our brother or sister in Christ over there who's really benefiting from that song.